Hello, welcome to Story Time for Little Stars. This is a humble venture, an extension program of the department to initiate little ones to the world of reading. Today, let's listen to the story of Snow White. Snow White. Once upon a time, a lovely little princess was born. She had hair as black as coal and skin as white as snow. "I know," smiled the queen as she gazed at her baby. "I shall call her Snow White." But soon after the little princess was born, the queen died, leaving the king very unhappy and lonely. After some years had passed and Snow White had grown up into a young lady, the king married again. His new queen was very beautiful and also very vain. On the wall of her room, the new queen kept a magic mirror. Because she couldn't bear to know of anyone more beautiful than herself, the queen would look in her mirror every day and say, "Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?" And the mirror would answer, "You are the fairest one of all." Now one dreadful day, when the queen asked her mirror the usual question, the mirror replied, "Snow White is the fairest one of all." The queen was so angry and jealous she almost smashed the mirror. As the queen stood glowering into the mirror, she thought of a plan. She sent for her huntsman and ordered him to kill Snow White. The huntsman wished he had not been chosen to do such a dreadful thing, but he dare not disobey the wicked queen. He lifted Snow White onto his horse and rode with her deeper and deeper into the forest. At last they stopped, and Snow White begged him to spare her life. The huntsman was far too kind to kill the beautiful princess. Instead, he rode quickly away, leaving Snow White in the care of the animals who roamed the forest. Snow White spent all the day wandering through the trees. At first she felt frightened, but one by one the animals came out from their hiding places and made friends. The time passed very quickly, and soon it began to get dark. Some of the birds and animals seemed to be leading Snow White along a special path, so she followed them. The forest path led to the strangest little house Snow White had ever seen, and finding no one at home, she opened the door and walked right in. Everything inside the house was very small. The ceiling was so low that Snow White had to bend her head to walk about. "Whoever lives here must be very tiny," laughed Snow White as she picked up the dainty cups and bowls. "There seems to be 7 of everything," she gasped as she looked around the room. "7 chairs to sit on, 7 pipes to smoke, and 7 pairs of slippers." Now, this was the home of the 7 dwarfs who worked all day long in the mountains digging for gold. Snow White felt so tired she went upstairs to the bedroom where she found 7 little beds all in a row. She laid across 3 of them and fell fast asleep. And that is how the dwarfs found her when they returned late that night. They agreed not to wake her but let her sleep until morning. The 7 dwarfs had so many questions to ask Snow White. She told them about the wicked queen and how she had tried to kill her. "Stay with us," begged the dwarfs. "The queen will never find you here, for our house is deep in the forest." So Snow White stayed. She cooked and cleaned and kept the tiny house tidy, and she promised the 7 little men that she would never open the door to anyone when they were at work. Meanwhile, back at the palace, the evil queen stood in front of her magic mirror again. "Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?" And the mirror answered, Snow White is the fairest of them all. The queen almost smashed the mirror in her rage. Where is Snow White? She screamed. And the mirror replied, At the cottage of the seven dwarfs deep in the forest. Quickly, the wicked queen disguised herself as an old woman. Next, she filled a big basket full of apples. Then she chose the biggest, rosiest apple, and with the help of magic spells and potions, made the apple poisonous. Feeling very pleased with herself, she set off for the home of the seven dwarfs. How very lucky, sniggered the queen, for there was Snow White drawing water from the well outside the little house. The old woman startled Snow White, and she fled inside and bolted the door. Don't be afraid of an old woman, cried the wicked queen. All I ask is a drink of water from your well, and I will give you my rosiest apple in return. Snow White foolishly opened the window and held out her hand. The wicked queen smiled. As soon as Snow White took one bite of the poisoned apple, she fell to the ground dead. No sooner had the queen returned to the palace than she pulled off her disguise and stood in front of her magic mirror. You are the fairest of them all, the mirror told her. Then Snow White is dead at last, smiled the queen. When the dwarfs returned from work, they guessed what had happened. Weeping with sorrow, they built a glass coffin for their beloved Snow White. They placed it in a forest clearing and watched over her day and night. One day a prince was riding through the forest. When he saw the dwarfs looking so sad, he got off his horse to see what was the matter. He listened to their sad tale, and he gazed down at Snow White. He fell in love with her at once. As he bent down to kiss her, she opened her eyes and sat up. The spell was broken. The prince helped her out of the glass coffin, and all the dwarfs ran to hug her. The prince asked Snow White to marry him, and she gladly agreed. The next time the wicked queen stood in front of a magic mirror, it said to her, Snow White is the fairest of them all. That made her fall into such a jealous rage that she fell down dead. So the story ends happily after all, for the prince, Snow White, and the seven dwarfs, but not for the wicked queen, of course. I hope you like the story. We will meet the next time with another story. Until then, bye.